Now, just like the previous 2 years of Topps basketball, there are shots of players wearing warm-up jackets or in some cases wearing their jerseys backwards. The Seattle cards specifically are funny, to me at least, because there was no hiding it. Pretty much everyone has a backwards jersey prominently displayed, except for Bob Rule, who's shown in a full warm-up suit instead, pants and all. And people ask me about this all the time when the topic of vintage basketball cards come up. Why are the jerseys backwards? Because it looks really, really goofy, and that's obviously not the way they were meant to be worn, so why photograph them like that? Well, here's my best possible explanation based on a lot of digging and scattered information and then trying to put all the pieces together myself. For the NBA, Topps had a deal with the Players Association, but not the league itself, and that's backed up by the fine print on the back of the NBA player base cards, because the copyright at the bottom says MBPA for Players Association, but it doesn't say NBA. The ABA cards, on the other hand, say ABAPA and ABA, meaning they had licensing deals with both. So you won't see backwards jerseys on the ABA guys because they weren't necessary. They could show all those team names if they wanted to. Just the NBA guys who had team names on the front, that's where you'll see the backwards jerseys or a lot of the warm-ups and stuff like that, unless they cover them up with a basketball or something a little more creative. So Connie Hawkins is fine, for instance, because his jersey said Phoenix, but if it had said Suns, they would have had to change something for the photo to stand. I did find it strange, though, that team names are on the front of each card, and this is the first year for that. 69 and 70 just had states and cities. Although, if you look closely on these 71s, every one of them has an apostrophe after the name. And one theory I've read is that it could have been a creative workaround to a licensing issue. That sounds plausible, but once again, that part I can't confirm. One more note. The NBA sticker that has team logos and no players on it has all of the licensed logos, but it also has the fine print from the NBA. So apparently, Topps paid for it just for that sticker in some way, but not for the base cards that featured the players. I don't know if they didn't want to give them a cut or whatever, but anyway, that was some sort of arrangement that they had, which guess what? That gave kids yet another reason to slap those stickers of those logos onto the cards. Guess what, kids? There's no logos on these, but you can put them on there yourself.